Alright, this video I'm going to show how you can watch Edpuzzle video with the translation into various languages. So if you go to your web browser and if you click on the top where you see like a different language symbols here, you should be able to choose your preferred language. For this video, I'm gonna just choose Spanish. So all the Edpuzzle will be translated in that language. And once you go to your student account, you should be able to click the assignment that you are going to work on. So I'm going to click this one. So and you are going to start click and watch the video.
Focus on this video.
So just one thing to keep in mind is that when you do that, I want you to open up another window and go to the translate.google.com because it will so that you can get some transcribe of the video that you will be watching. So once you go there, and I'll be clicking this, and you are going to be setting English to as a first one, and the preferred your language will be your second one. In this case, it's the Spanish. And you're going to click this one, translate by voice. And then if you click this,
joint relative frequency is expressed as a percentage, decimal, or fraction. It can be done in a way that each entry on the table is divided by the total count in the bottom right corner. That's the all entry is divided by the grand total of the table.
So this is how you can get transcription. You can read this part just to make sure that you are understanding it correctly and move on.
This video is two more types of distributions other than the joint.
And let me just click random answer. You're going to solve these answers as you listen.
Other than the joint distribution that we see in this data. One type is a marginal distribution. And a marginal distribution is just focusing on one of these dimensions.
All right, so just like this, you are going to get the voice and also translated version of it on the side. So it will definitely help you to understand the topic. And sometimes you will see something called CC on Edpuzzle. If you click it, it will actually translate the transcribe of the video. If you see your language of choice, please do select and listen. If you don't, you could just keep it as English just to make sure that you got your translation on the left side is same as the one on the right and so forth.
And one way to think about it is you can determine it by looking at the margin. So for example, if you wanted to figure out the marginal distribution of the percent.
Right, so this is the way you could do it. Just keep, as you watch the video, answer the questions along the way. And that would be how you could complete the Edpuzzle with the help of translation here. Alright, so this is how you can watch Edpuzzle video translated using the iPad. So first thing that I did was to opening up the Google Chrome and going into the Edpuzzles of your account. So this is the student view of the account here. And I'm going to open up my Google Translate app and put it on the side. And you should be seeing something like this. So first of all, I'm going to change all the language into the Spanish first. I'm going to use the Spanish for this example. So I'm going to click that symbol for translation, and from it's English to should be Spanish, and I will click translate. So ta-da, this happens, so I'm gonna get rid of that. So here is the Spanish version. So anything that you can read, any text can be translated into the language of your choice. And let's try to watch this video. So I'm going to start clicking.
Let's say that we are
And everything is getting translated here.
Let's say that we are trying to
So while you're watching your video, I want you to click the transcribe button on the Google Translate app So I'm gonna click that and then
Standard
play it.
relationship in a classroom of 200 students between the amount of time studied and the percent correct. And so what we could do is we could set up some buckets of time studied and some buckets of percent correct. And then we could survey the students and or look at the data from the scores on the test. And then we can place students in these buckets. So what you see right over here, this is a two-way table. And you can also view...
All right, so this can be done as you are watching. So just make sure that the volume is loud enough so that the Google Translate can be heard, the audio that needs to be transcribed and also translated at the same time.
This is a joint distribution along
So you could just keep along with
these two dimensions. So one way to read this
video, make sure you read everything, make sure you listen to everything that you are seeing so that you make sure you're understanding the topic that you are watching from the Edpuzzles. And just one thing that I want to point out before moving on is that if you see, anytime you see the word CC, and you will hopefully give you some of your language of transcribe, but if you at least click the English for the transcript CC, then you should be able to see
20 out of the
English transcribe on the bottom of it. So it definitely help you to just make sure that or translation are getting correctly translated as well. So this is how you can how you can watch the Edpuzzle using the translation transcribe feature of the Google Translate, and hope that this is helpful for you to complete and learn the topic.